There's a YouTube channel called The Ghosts of Mississippi that goes to great lengths to debunk supposedly paranormal hotspots. You may remember an incredible video of theirs that I analyzed at the Wolf Manor in Clovis, California, in which a cross pushes itself through the floor. Anyway, the point is these paranormal investigators aren't afraid to travel across the nation for a good investigation, and that's the kind of dedication that makes their channel the real deal. With that said, there's another series of haunting videos of theirs that I want to focus on, ones that center around a haunted church that's in their home state, a place they've investigated often. On December 19th, 2019, they enter the church and begin addressing any spirits nearby. They apologize for the condition of the church and show genuine sympathy. Then, after establishing a certain level of trust, they make a small request of anything listening.
I just make one loud noise?
Of course, he could have just dragged his own foot across the floor to make the sound, so this alone isn't conclusive evidence of a ghost. But when they get out the spirit box and start asking questions, they get two clear answers. Here's the first.
Alright, do you want to speak to me now?
And when he pretends not to understand, there's a second nope that sounds like it's not coming from the spirit box, but from a row of pews further back.
Yes?
Yes?
Even if this spirit box is a little more than random responses from radio airwaves, the odds of hearing nope twice and in perfect timing with a question are slim to none in my opinion. Orbs begin to dance all around, and then it gives a name, which I can barely hear, so I'm not so sure about this one.
Kevin, I heard that.
This follow-up cry for help, however, is about as clear as can be. And I think it's creepy how it waits an appropriate amount of time to reply, and I don't think the orbs dancing all around are a coincidence. Then there's this strange shadow figure in the stall, seen at around 9 minutes. Is this Kevin the Spirit, or is this the thing that Kevin was asking for help against? Just a couple weeks later, on January 5th, 2020, they return to the church for a closer look. This time, as one of them kneels down to look at the mirror, this creepy image of an evil entity forms before their very eyes.
So stand up, you can't sleep.
Dude, I'm seeing something demonic.
On the right side of the mirror is what they describe as a demonic image peeking in. You can see its hands raised, and if you pause at 3 seconds, there's also 2 eyes and a small open mouth. When he stands up, the figure disappears and does not return. Of course, this could simply be a dirty mirror, but according to the investigator kneeling down, he felt something grab his hat, and when they shine their light on the mirror to try and recreate it, they can never make the figure return. Roaming cold spots begin to pass over them, and they decide to leave before anything else happens. But on the way out, I hear a hiss at 1 minute and 11 seconds.
Freaking. Dude.
And as they reach the final room, they hear a warning sound from deeper within that I have no explanation for other than the paranormal. This sounds like no animal I have ever heard, and I can practically hear the hate in his guttural growl. They search for the source of the growl for just a moment longer, and then decide to get out of there fast. With so many sounds and sightings in such a short period of time, I have little doubt that something horrifying lurks within these walls. Its very existence is a defilement of this location, but perhaps that's exactly why this demonic force has chosen to make this place its new home, and I doubt it's leaving anytime soon. Steve Richards and Jason Griffiths make up the Ouija Brothers, a fearless ghost hunting duo from the English Midlands. What makes them different from most, aside from their bravery, is that they are more skeptical and often set out to debunk famous haunted locations rather than promote them. With that said, they may have met their match at Shepton Mallet Prison. Built in 1610, Shepton Mallet Prison is the oldest prison in the country and also was the longest running until its closure in 2013. 4 centuries of brutal treatment have since created hostile spirits who were, for the most part, already not good people to begin with. So much horror has happened here that a strange feeling of negative energy is said to have washed over the very walls themselves, and it isn't long before the Ouija brothers, despite their usual level-headedness, find themselves looking looking over their shoulder and questioning every sound. Sure, any building that's centuries old is bound to make some really creepy noises, and some of what they record just sounds like the foundation setting and stuff like that. But other encounters, like what happens here only 2 minutes into their investigation, seems to be in response to a very specific question.
Are you upstairs?
I agree with them that it's coming from somewhere above, but let me know if you do too. Whatever's following them, it seems to prefer to have a height advantage at all times. But check this part out at 8 minutes and 25 seconds. Jason actually looks up a split second before he hears the noise. So did they plan this and he messed up? Or did he sense it moments prior?
Is that you?
He was up above, weren't he?
Confident they found a particularly haunted prison wing to explore, the Ouija brothers walk past each cell, encouraging anything inside to come forth, and they gently coax the spirit into revealing itself. Stee is too busy looking straight ahead and misses the light anomaly appear against the wall right next to him. I fully admit that it could be their camera equipment, but it never happens again a single time. And get this, the light appears at the exact same moment. Jason wanted to know if the spirit remembers what life was like at Shepton Mallet Prison.
If you wish to come out, knock on the door that you want to come out of. Do you remember?
Neither of them see this though, and so unaware that it's already worked, Jason continues to talk to the spirit about how the prison guards were able to go home while they had to stay here, and out comes the loudest bang of all.
Whoa, what was that?
But that's not all they hear. They get out the electromagnetic meter to try and measure air currents for paranormal activity. Nothing happens at first, but then it beeps loudly and turns green for a long time. They can't get the meter to do it again, and are trying to figure out if this was a glitch when they are interrupted by something scary mid-sentence. I'll enhance the audio to make it easier to hear.
It sounded very violent, didn't it?
It's a small, muffled voice from far away, so tiny and distant that it shouldn't have even registered on camera, not with that heavy door closed behind them, and yet it reaches their ears with alarming clarity. They agree it's a woman, but still they are unable to pinpoint its exact location, and when they go outside, the prison is as empty as ever. According to legend, this could be the voice of one of the oldest prisoners, a woman known only as the Woman in White. She is said to have taken the life of her fiancé and passed away in 1680 from regret. Now she wanders the A and B wings moaning her sorrows, and as they are searching for her, the electromagnetic reader they left behind goes crazy once again, indicating that while they may have left the room, perhaps she has not, and the reason why they were able to hear her so clearly was because her ghostly presence had been standing not in another room, but behind them all along.